everybody, happy Wednesday. Sean coming at you from High Level. So today we've got an update to the workflow math functionality. So basically, obviously, if you haven't seen workflows, it's under automation workflows. Hopefully that is not a big deal. And let's talk about how the math functions work. So basically the idea here is when you're inside a workflow, sometimes you want to calculate something, right? Because you're trying to score something. And let's take a really simple example, a really powerful example. When I first put out the math video, I talked about lead scoring, right? Because many of us might want to say, well, if someone, let's say, opens an email, we want to give them a higher lead score. We want to basically say this person is worth more, so then we can take a certain type of action, right? So for example, I want to say, all right, every time a lead opens an email, I'm going to add a score to them, and then if their score is above X, so let's say above 5 points, I want to immediately send it to the salesperson and say, hey, call this person, they're a hot lead, right? That's the type of thing you can do with the math function. But we've enhanced the math functions, so let's take a quick look at exactly how we've done it. Actually, first things up, I forgot. So how do you get to the math function? So when you're inside a workflow, you hit this plus button here, and over on the actions, you can just search math and check it out. There's your math operation. So, okay, first things first, that's exactly how we roll there. Now, obviously, you have to select a field. So let's say in here, it's, let's say form submitted. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. And then we'll hit save trigger. And then we'll go back down. We'll add our math function again. And this time, so you can see there are standard fields and custom fields, right? So let's look at the enhancement, and then let's go through kind of a good scenario on how we would use that enhancement to actually do something. Okay, so take a look at my screen here, and what we're allowing you to do now is before you could do things like subtract an amount, but you couldn't subtract a dynamic amount. So we're allowing you to actually use custom values inside the math operator. And so if you can see here, you can see there's an add, and then you can actually come in and select the custom value specifically from the list. And when you do that, you're going to get this situation here. So now let's go through when exactly would that make some sense. I love this because this is where our developer team and our product management team are just aces. They actually gave us the scenario in this case. So I run a summer camp and I want to provide an offer with a summer discount. I can go ahead and subtract the premium. It might be a monetary field, so like in this case, the amount of money with a custom value.summer offer. But instead of a static value that I need to update every time across all my workflows, I could actually put that in one time as a custom value, and it would work across all of our workflows, right? So the idea here is that value is now going to be able to be put into many, many, many workflows and changed one place and dynamically update automatically across any workflow that uses that custom value. So it is a pretty advanced use case for anybody who's actually listening to this. But for those of you who are working already with the math operator, this was one of the biggest requested upgrades, And as a result, I'm just happy that we were able to bring it to you. So anyways, on that note, I hope you're all having an awesome Wednesday, and we'll talk soon.